Hello again, everybody. This week, if you don't already know, we are working with Jane Davenport and all the products, and we're working in one of her new books. A lot of you are waiting for it, and I have a Jane Davenport giveaway, so keep watching to find out all about it. Okay, so we're going to be going in chapter 4 today, and this is the drawing with water and using inks and watercolors. So that's what we're doing. But before we really get into that, I want to just go over the giveaway, and many of you already know this, but if this happens to be your first video in the series, you need to go and check out the other ones in the Jane Davenport series. This is what we're giving away, what I'm giving away. There's no we, it's just me. The Jane Davenport's Brights watercolor palette. I will be working with it a little bit today, so you get to see a little bit about how it works, but there's the swatches. Here's the palette, and it's a really great palette, so that's what you will be getting there. And then I have some washi tape and some acrylic stamps. There's a face, there's different noses, different eyes, different lips, and there's probably going to be some more added stuff to this as we go along. If you want to find out how to enter that, keep watching and I'm going to let you know. So she goes over this drawing with water, and I'm not going to go, I've done a couple of videos in this series already going over the hearts, so you definitely want to check that out. I'll put a link to it right there. And how she uses the heart lines system that she has kind of developed, and how to use that to develop your figure and keep within perspective. So you can check that video out, and also the book will go into it a lot more. I don't explain everything in the book because seriously, that would be dumb, because you want to get the book and you want to look at it yourself, and I'm not Jane Davenport, so I'm just this is just kind of a fun kind of review thing. Anyways, okay. So we are going to start doing this, but before we do that, I have got a watercolor paper here, and you don't have to tape yours down. I'm just taping it down because I am doing a wash on it first, just to have a little bit of a background color. And I have my neutral palette here, and I'm going to be using the vitamin C. And remember, these pigments are all very comparable to regular pigments that like general pigments like your cadmiums, ultramarine. So this is all dry, and I decided I'm gonna try to do 2 characters this way. So I am going to use a little bit of dirty water. So just think about where you want, and you want to use a brush that holds a decent amount of water. I live in a very dry environment. Sometimes it can get a little bit humid, but basically it's very dry here. So do you like my fancy water jug that I have here? I like using pretty water jugs. And then I'm going to use Berrylicious. Probably put some more of that in, and Fairy Floss. can see it's already drying quite a bit. So from here, now I'm just going to do some arms and start out skinny and do a little hand. Just have this going out there like that. And then, so you want to line up the legs, kind of where her waist is and her neck, so you want that all to be lined up. I mean, I know this is like, you know, fashion-y, so we don't have to do it quite completely accurate. You can put a little bend in the knee here. And then the neck, so since these are kind of by default more fashion-y, you want to do quite a long neck. And we'll just bring out the hair. And let's just put, so be careful if you're using it this way. You don't want to drip over this part. And I don't even squeeze this. I just let it touch the whatever. That kind of looks weird. Point here. Okay, and I am going to use a smaller brush for the face, and all I'm going to do is pick up some of this wetter ink that is still not quite dry. I'm going to do a little bit of a nose there, and maybe some eyebrows. And just be careful when you're shading, because it can quickly overtake, and then it looks like her face, she has a white face out of nowhere. I'm just going to do that. And there's my first girl. So let me choose the colors of the next one. I'm going to use some different ones. We've got a pink background, maybe like a bluish green. What do we got here? Blueberry. Some turquoise would be nice. Maybe these two. Let me try these two. So this is Mermaid Tail and Fresh Air. So now I'm going to tell you how to enter the giveaway. To enter, you need to watch, like, and comment on each video in this Jane Davenport series. Now, when I say like, you can give a thumbs up or a thumbs down. If you do give a thumbs down, please let me know why you gave it a thumbs down. Don't just randomly whatever, just to be difficult. And then you need to be subscribed to me. So if you're not already a subscriber, you will need to subscribe. And every comment is an entry, but you must have commented on each video at least once. And I am going to choose a winner when I reach 5,000 subscribers. And you can click the little notification bell to help you make sure that you don't miss any of the videos in this series. So this girl's kind of going this way. I'm going to have, I don't know what I'm going to do. Okay, so I'm going to use my dirty water. I mean, it doesn't have to be dirty. It can just be like a very light colored water, because the ink will fix whatever color you have, even if it's not the color that you want. Like I'm using blue, but this will be just fine. And I just want to use my guide here just to help me with the size. So she needs to be a little bit bigger. So this one, what should I do? I'll have her going out like this way more. I guess this one is doing the same thing. Whatever. So now you can see, you can actually, when you have a wash down already, you can see the watercolor a little bit better. I should have added a little bit more water here. I'm not sure if I have enough down. I just love watching that spread out. And then you can quickly just kind of spread that out if you want. See, like there wasn't enough water down here. That's already stayed there. Let's do some. And I just like to make the legs a little bit wider at the top. I mean, I never draw legs like this, but I find that this is... let's do this. And you can use the examples that Jane has in her book too. Okay, this head's going that way. Let's do this head going this way a little bit. And I'm gonna have her hair. Her head's going that way, but we're gonna put her hair out this way, just cause. Why not? I don't really like that shape, but whatever. And you do just need to make sure that you have enough water down. So I don't have too much blue here. I'm going to make her hair a little bit blue. This is mostly green here. And I just love watching that. It's so pretty. And I'm going to show you in a little bit how you can kind of do some different things, but I want to do the face first. So again, I'm just going to take some ink here. I don't think there's any that I can, that's still, oh, this is still a little bit wet. So her face is going this way. And let's put her lips. Maybe she has a mouth open a little bit, and then I'm not sure if I'm liking that face too much. Here, let's give her some eyebrows at my top a little bit. Where can we get some paint from? I don't want to use like fresh paint from here because it'll just be too strong for her face. I can always go in after. Should we do a little bit more with this arm? I don't think we can. So this will work the same way with watercolor too. I'll do a video with her watercolor like this too sometime. If you want, take a brush that doesn't hold as much water, and you just kind of have to figure out what brush that is of yours. And I am just going to take this, actually, you know what? I have some darker purple right here, and I just want to make, that's not dark enough, I don't think. Just to emphasize some, that might have been a little too strong, but you get the idea. I just like adding some of that different color in there. Let's do it a little better with this one. Let's take a darker blue though. Let's take this hydrangea, and I'll show you a better example of what I mean. Well, we'll hope. It might be a better example. I don't know. Might not be. Just to do some different kind of movement there. So this is just showing like different, like her hair is kind of flipping over and then coming in front of her face a little bit, or kind of flipping over like that. I just like a little bit of more definition in the hair. And Jane gives some really good tips for hair. Start from the head where it grows. And I had never thought about it, but I mean, that's kind of how I've always done my hair. And I've always been, like with my mixed media girls, everyone's always commented on the hair. I decided to add some turquoise in that one just because why not? Okay. I just want to make sure all of these are tight because I do not want to spill them. And I have not put these in brushes or anything, but I want to do that sometime. And so you can see how, you know, it kind of starts taking over, it kind of moves in a little bit. And if we want, actually, let's take some of this turquoise and just give her a little bit of definition here. You can always do that later. Just go easy with the face, otherwise it'll just become like one big blur. Now that's still wet. That's still too damp. You can't move it, but it's still too damp for me to add white. So I'm going to come back when I'm ready to add some white. Okay, so while I was waiting for that, I decided to do one with watercolor, and you can see the difference with watercolor. It's just more soft and a little bit more blending, whereas this one is just like the ink is so vibrant. So they both have their place for sure. So it just depends on what kind of look you want. Here's another one I did with inks before, and this was just done with like not the mermaid inks, although you can use the mermaid inks. I think it was Fairy Floss and then the Fresh Orange. First time I saw this was on the Frugal Crafter, Lindsay Wyrick. She did these and then she made bookmarks out of them, which would be an awesome idea. And you could use these in a mixed media form, and in fact, I'm planning on it. I'm planning on doing a mixed media piece with that, so stay tuned for that video. Not sure when it'll be doing it. I'm not feeling that well today, but I'm hoping to get lots done even though I'm not feeling well. I'm gonna, like, I don't know, have a glass of wine and get a heating pad and work all night maybe. So let me just see. I doubt this is dry enough. No, it's not dry enough. Okay, I have to be more patient. I will come back. So that gives you an idea of just different things you can do with it. I am going to do a video with a watercolor sometime, but I showed you that one. So I would just want to give you a couple of tips for these. Use a brush that carries a decent amount of water. You'll just kind of have to figure out which brush you have. And if you use one that has a good tip, then you can just make these skinny, because what happens is it's very easy to make these too thick and then they just look like blobs. You know how when kids are drawing sometimes and they just draw like everything just like so blocky. And the dress shape, just get the main dress shape and then you can work with it once the ink is down, but you just have to work quick enough before the ink dries. And then with the face, just light touches around the face. Don't try to like really paint it in, just do quick light touches, and that will help the face to look more fashionized. The other thing to do that might help you is use a little bit of colored water, and that will help you if you really are uncomfortable with seeing, with not being able to see the shape of your water. Or you can do a wash first, and then you'll be able to see the shape of your water, or do it on craft paper. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please do let me know in the comments below what you thought of it. And remember that in order to enter the giveaway, you do have to comment and watch and like each video in this series. And as you're watching this one, they might not all be uploaded at the time that you're watching it. So I will put them all in a playlist, but do check back and make sure that you've got them all. Thanks for watching.